What is up, guys? Ready back with another TBC pre-patch Enhancement Shaman video, I guess. I actually went into Molten Core yesterday during the pre-patch to try to pick up a couple pieces of gear, and I was actually pretty surprised at some of the damage I did during some of these bosses. So I just decided to throw a little short video for you guys, just showing some of the highlights. I'll throw the gear that I had on during Molten Core. I was pretty under geared, to be honest. The only couple pieces I had that were worth mentioning with the high Warlord's axes, 2.9 speed, pretty good DPS. And these axes are a major reason why I was able to do way more damage than I thought I was going to do. But either way, I was still pretty surprised at the damage I was doing. And I actually didn't have a single world buff this entire Molten Core because of unforeseen circumstances. But anyways, starting with Lucifron, I was actually able to grounding totem his Dominate Mind right there, which was super interesting. It's been so long since I've ran Molten Core, almost 2 years. So it was super fun to come back in here actually as a melee. So I played Hunter at the beginning of Classic 2 years ago. So I actually had a lot of fun coming into Molten Core as Enhance, first off, and also as a melee. There was an Enhanced Shaman in my group, Rockney. I think you see him in the meters there. He was incredibly geared. And I actually expected him to do way more damage than he did. But I actually got pretty close to him in Lucifron. Magmadar was interesting. I totally forgot how simple a lot of these bosses were. You know, they're pretty patchwork, tank and spank kind of boss mechanics. So it was really fun for Enhance, right? Just to kind of sit there and smack them and see how high you can get in the meters, you know? And I was trying to totem twist as much as I can, or as much as I could. There was a warrior in my group, in my party, but he was very under geared, so I kind of just chose the selfish route, I guess, and just chose not to totem twist a lot and just kept Grace of Air down, because I was going to go incredibly fast without having Water Shield and just having a much lower pool of mana, of intellect. Totem twisting just seemed super unrealistic for a lot of these fights. I did have mana pots, so I think I could have, looking back at a lot of these fights, I could have totem twisted for the warrior, but he was like nowhere in sight on the damage meter, so I just figured out that not too worth it. I did go into Zul'Gurub and AQ20 after this. I got one piece of loot, Osirian's belt from the last boss of AQ20. I didn't get a single piece from Molten Core, unfortunately, so I actually spent, you know, however long it took, 3 hours or something in this pug. There actually was a decent amount of geared people in this raid, but it still went a bit longer than I had hoped it was going to. There was just like unforeseen wipes here and there, accidental pulls. Some people had some things come up, so we had to take a break here and there, but yeah, at the end of the day, I actually didn't get a single piece of loot from Molten Core. Nothing even dropped. I couldn't even slash roll on a single piece of gear. But it was still a lot of fun just to come in here and just see what Enhance could bring to the table in pre-patch, you know? And actually, I was really surprised. I had the 2-piece Devil Sword set, 3 out of 4 of the Black Dragon scale, and the High Warlord's axes just put in work for me. In almost every single fight, I was top 2 or 3, except for 1 or 2. And there was very geared people in this raid. So there's like a Nax geared Warlock, a couple warriors that are Nax geared, and I am very not knowledgeable in terms of Classic. I played Classic for 2 months, quit, and I just never touched it since. So, you know, I don't really know like what kind of changes they did to the classes and then how much it affected their DPS. But I did realize that Enhance just became incredibly strong, even without having to wait till level 70. I was just super surprised. This fight was a bit of a mess. I was kind of waddling around here, not really knowing what to. The comms were a bit messy. But yeah, it was really fun, all in all, though. I pulled a really good DPS. I don't really know if this is good DPS. I don't even know what good DPS is in Classic, to be honest. I thought we were going to wipe right here. But I think I could pull around 500 to 600 DPS on a lot of these bosses. Which, I mean, I was surprised at. I was 1 or 2, 3 in the meters every time without any world buffs. So I think with world buffs, with a proper group, you know, maybe with Might and Salvation and Kings, if we had Pallies hit level 60 yet in the raid, you could pull pretty good DPS as a level 60 Enhanced Shaman in Molten Core, man. So this just got me super excited for the Dungeon Cleave 60 to 70. I do still have a couple pieces of gear that I want to try to fill out before launch, including the Southwind Helm, There's a shoulder pads from AQ20 that I want to try to go for as well. I will throw a link in the description for you guys for the set that I am shooting for before launch. But yeah, I thought some of you guys would be interested to see what kind of DPS a couple High Warlords cleavers could pull. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next video.